Well, hello everyone, and welcome to our Dreamfest video sharing. For this video, I wanted to do a process sharing and show you what it takes to create a lesson plan and execute it for DreamYard. This video will feature 2nd, 3rd, and 4th graders from PS51, PS32, and PS7. This will represent a year in the life of teaching remotely. My living room is my studio. I set up my easel and my dry erase board and my lighting system. And then it's time to get into character. The kids know me as Mr. Wizard, and I'm running for president of the mystical realm. Now that I've got my character ready and my story straight, it's time to get on Google Classrooms and start the class. Oh, but that's jumping ahead. Let's rewind the clock and let me give you some insight on how I created this lesson plan. First, I have to think about the people that I want to serve and their objectives. There's DreamYard, there's the students, there's the teacher and the principal, and then there's me. DreamYard has a social justice pedagogy with a focus on connect and liberate for this year. The students just want to have fun with art. The teacher and the principal have their curricular goals, which include community and government. And me, I love storytelling with a focus on fairy tales and mythology. My next plan of action is to figure out how I'm going to use the creative process to achieve all of these different objectives. I create a blueprint that starts with our beginning date and our end date and figure out what goes in between. I want to begin the lesson with some basic art lessons and then go into storytelling, and that'll lead us into characters and setting. And from there, we can even do more world building. I'm not sure what my end goal will be, but I know it's a long-term project and I want it to culminate in some kind of community activity. I also want to make sure that I have a lot of resources, which include my costume and books, loads of reference books. It's time to show you how I put this plan into action. Let's start with basic art skills and vocabulary. Today, let's do a portrait. These early lessons give students some basic understanding of some technical skills and some art vocabulary, which they'll be using in their future artworks. Here's an example of some student artwork where they turned their realistic drawings into a cartoon. Students were then asked to turn their characters into mystical creatures. From there, we were able to create a setting where all of our characters lived. That was the perfect opportunity for me to create a setting for my character, Mr. Wizard. Some of our classes would begin in this magical space where we would have conversations, and then I would move to my other space where my dry erase board was so that I can give some instructional art lessons. Now that we had developed our characters and our settings, it was time to create a storyline that would bring all of the mystical creatures together for one common goal. And that's when we decided we needed a president of the magical realm.
You'll need to make a campaign poster, a campaign speech, and I'll need to see your passports to make sure that you're all real citizens of the magical realm.
After the story got rolling, even the teachers played a part and created a character for themselves and put themselves in the story.
Thank you for having me.
I even turned myself into a cartoon character. The drawings were the easy part, but creating a campaign speech was a bit difficult, so I gave them a clear example of how to create one.
Hello, and greetings to all of the citizens of the magical realm. I am Mr. Wizard, and I am asking you to consider voting for me as your next president of the magical realm. You might be wondering, why vote for me, and what can I do for you if I were your president? Along my campaign trail, I have talked to many of our different citizens. I have talked to the leprechauns, the unicorns, the fairies, the trolls, the goblins, the mermaids, the mermen, the angels, and so many more. As I talked to them, I found out about their individual needs. But what I found is that we have a lot of common needs and common interests. We all live off of this beautiful earth, and it is most of our intention to preserve it and then keep it as clean and as natural as possible. That would serve us all. So I leave you with a question. What can I do to serve you?
And finally, it was time for the students to create their own campaign speech.
Welcome, everybody. This is the 2021 campaign for the presidency of the magical realm. We have 5 candidates that will lay out their ideas and their plans for you of why they should be the president of the magical realm. I would ask all the voters to listen carefully and to see which candidate speaks most to you. I am going to begin our campaigns with Rylan.
I'm a moon owl from the magical forest. I'm running for president of the magical kingdoms and creatures. As I have not spoken to all, I have spoken to many. I'll try to provide all the needs I can, and I hope that all the fairies are okay with more moons. Good job!
The next candidate, Ian.
I'm a vampire and I'm running for president. I will have environment and air pollution laws. I will make more sunlight with Mother Nature. I will also help discrimination problems. Vote for me and we can make things right.
Yeah.
We are now turning our attention to our next candidate, which is Maeve.
I am Norbert the Snowy Dragoncorn. I'm hoping you vote for me as president. Let me give you a few reasons why you should. I will hold a census count to figure out what everyone needs. I will fix the economy situation. I will try and fix the climate change crisis. And most importantly, to solve this global pandemic. I hope you vote for me as your future president. Yeah, great job!
The voters are going to have a tough time voting. The last candidate is Jaden. Jaden, when you're ready, take it away.
I'm Jaden Bennett, and I am a sea serpent. And there are many ways that solving problems can also create problems for other people. I will make sure that in solving every problem that I will include everyone's opinion. And if solving one problem for another person will cause a problem for another race, I will make sure that I can create countermeasures to make sure that each group is happy. Vote for me if you want everyone's opinion to be accountable.
Wow.
It's gonna be a very hard time voting.
I know, right, Alyssa? Because so many people made so many different good points. Who is our next president of the magical realm?
The next president of the magical realm is Norbert the Snowy Dragoncorn.
Ah! Speech.
Thank you for voting for me, and I promise to do all the things I said I did. Can we have cupcakes now?
That comes to the end of our story. Thank you for taking this magical journey with me on my first year of teaching remotely.
We got magic in us, just a touch of pixie dust.